Moin, everybody. You heard the, let's say, ship honking. We don't really know what that sound is, but it's something like that. So those of you who have been here before know what's going to happen now. For everybody else, I just want to say hello and welcome to the startup area on the ITS this year, to our fourth and for now last session of pitches from startups from 18 different countries. In the next hour and a half, you will have 10 startups pitching from very diverse aspects of mobility and interconnected systems. They will be questions by our jury. Let's hope nicely, let's hope meanly as well, to actually push it a little further. And why do we all do that? This is the third day of this whole area and of the whole aspect of helping startups to connect, innovate, and grow. Grow in a geographic aspect as well as in products and new innovations, maybe with the one or other out there who's listening of you. So we want to say thanks to Ertico to actually making all this happen, to actually giving that stage, and to actually being part of the jury as well here. So before we actually start with the pitches, this session will be part of 10 startups from 6 different countries who are a little further than having a pilot. They already have customers out there, they already have first products out there, and they want to scale and grow. Scaling and growing sounds pretty easy. I'm not sure if it really is. So we actually have someone here who has been in that position before. We have Alex from GraphMasters here. Alex, please come on up to the stage.
Yes,
Put your
hello,
hands
thank you.
Alex, you told me yourself, you're no longer a startup. Please don't announce I'm a startup or we're a startup. So growing from being a startup to actually being a proper company with quite a few customers, quite a few employees. How did that work, and what was a crucial point or what might have been difficult in your story?
Yeah, thank you, everybody. My name is Alexander from GraphMasters. So the way that we grew was actually definitely by getting the details right with the collaborative routing technology that we developed, but essentially actually, or key to us, was finding our niche, the niche for people who need to know when and where they can actually travel on the streets. And we found that logistics companies have that. They do 120, 180, 240 stops a day. They need to know where their customers are, and they need to know when can they join them. And this is the way that we help them. And one of the ways actually to scale was really, I mean, I remember the time when we were like 7 people. Now we're about 80, separated in different countries and locations. And one of the definite things how we grew was by having an office at the Digital Hub here in Hamburg, because there's logistics there and there are the people. So you need to find the right people to do the development of the products, and at the same time being very close to our customers. And we are very fortunate to have a very big customer at that time actually here in Hamburg. By now it's a couple of more here in Hamburg, but this is the way actually to do it. So you need to continue to focus on your product, you need to continue to scale it up, and then you need to be there where your people and where your customers are. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and will be at my little desk.
Thanks, Alex. All right, that is a short introduction to everything. What's going to happen now? We have 10 startups pitching in very diverse fields of mobility and interconnected systems. All of them have 3 minutes, and we do have a timer, so it's a rather tight schedule. 3 minutes to pitch their solution, and then we have 2 minutes Q&A for everyone. And in the end, we're gonna actually assess who is the winner of this session. This is the 4th pitching session. This afternoon at 2 p.m., we will have our Champions League. So out of each of the sessions, the winner, which will in the end be 4, will be pitching again, and we'll have a rather different and very interesting Q&A session, I can promise already. So it's worth coming back at 2 p.m. this afternoon. And how do we assess who's going to win today? Well, I'm not going to do it. Unfortunately, now you're not going to do it as well, but we have 3 people who do know a bit about mobility and interconnected systems. That's our jury. And I would like you guys to introduce yourselves because nobody else can do it better than you. So let's say hello, and do you want to introduce yourself? You want to go ahead?
Yeah, thanks a lot for this opportunity. There's fantastic feeling here. I hope you do the same. My name is Frank Daams, and I'm a senior manager at Ertico, dealing with a number of automobility and mobility projects, and in various projects that we do. Also authority-related projects, but also introductions into cities. You can name it, you find it on our website. And personally, in Ertico, I'm responsible for the Startup and Scale-Up program that we do for our partner network and, of course, for the scalers and the innovators. So what we do is connect, innovate, and grow. And that's exactly our motto. Today, it's all about growth, and I'm looking forward to be in the jury and see the progress on that. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Frank. Timon.
Hi there, my name is Timon Rupp. I'm founder and CEO of the Drivery. It's the largest marketplace for mobility innovation in Europe. We are sitting in Berlin. It's a large infrastructure optimized for mobility startups and corporates, VCs, politicians. We do the matchmaking. We try to help everyone around to innovate the future of mobility just by being together and consolidate the knowledge and the expertise we have. Everyone is welcome to join. The doors are open. Once you are in Berlin, just knock the doors at the Drivery.
Thank you, Frank. And Simon.
Yeah, my name is Simon Herzog from Unternehmertum in Munich. Our doors are also open, so happy to welcome you. My office is in the Munich Urban Collab, and I'm somehow a startup technology and technology analyst. So together with my friends and partners from Digital Hub Logistics in Hamburg, we curated and designed the startup area here. And yeah, I'm very curious on the pitches here today. Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. And let's hope you have a lot of energy in you and a lot of attention for the next hour and a half. How are they actually going to assess what they see? We talked to them before and we identified 4 criteria just for your transparency. What are they looking for? They're looking for product ideas that have a certain relevance to the market, which means they actually address proper pain points out there and try to solve them, and also have a market that is big enough and has an importance. Second one is, do they have the right capabilities? Even though the market is there, are they the right ones to do it? Do they have the right team, the right network, or the right competences? And the third one is the one we're always very curious about. It's kind of storytelling. It's connected to a vision and a wow effect. Is there a wow thing about it? Is this idea really new, only to them? Or is it new to the industry? Or let's be brave, maybe it's even new to the world. That's what we're looking for as well. Let's see, we're ambitious. And the last one is kind of up to the jury. It really depends on, they might have specific aspects they're already looking for. So it's kind of a bonus thing. I don't know a lot about it either, but we'll see how they assess, and we'll for sure ask them. All right, you're not here to hear me talk, not here to hear them talk that much either. You're here to actually start listening to Dominic. Dominic is our first startup from Veomo, and they're actually tackling the challenge of transparency in the jungle of public transport solutions. Let's see what's that all about. Dominic, the 3 minutes will start now.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Dominic, and I think we have to be honest with ourselves. While we are talking here about intelligent transport systems and drones and autonomous driving, the greater majority out there never used a bike sharing system, or they even don't know that they can actually use it. So we think that major problem is the intransparency of mobility data. And one reason for that is the zero thinking and the hardware barriers public transport authorities have right now. And we don't have to break up these silos. No, we have to build bridges and connect them. And this is actually what we did. So we aggregated so far more than 100 new mobility providers in Germany and Austria. And we built a lot of different visualization dashboards out of that. And one of them is the departure board for intermodal journeys. So you can see at one glance the next departures of public transport, but also the availability of car sharing, taxi services, scooter sharing, bike sharers, but also exclusive services like you have here at the trade fair with shuttle services and on-demand services. And this visualization can be published on all devices, on big screens, on your computer in the intranet, but also as an in-app version in your employee app. And since we're at the ITS, I just want to show you some public transportation authorities we have right now from the Deutsche Bahn or like in Münster, who are already using our system. We have around 600 screens out in Germany so far, and our business model is based on a software as a service model. So the companies are paying us per location, and yeah. And we are really impact driven. So at the Deutsche Bahn, we made a survey that 77% of the passengers see our service as very useful. That means we don't have to print anymore any passenger information on paper and hang it somewhere where nobody can get it. But also at the airport, 39% of the passengers can rethink their mobility behavior just on real-time information. How awesome is that? And one other big thing is, for sure, we have to bring the passengers to these new mobility providers. And at Münster, we found out that 8%, when they saw our screen, they immediately signed up for it. And the ITS is a perfect proof for us, because the ITS hired us to hang out screens around the city, also at the home port and here at the trade fair, to also visualize the shuttle services they have and to inform everyone here about the mobility opportunities they have in front of the door. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, just show up over here. We have also a few screens from us.
Thanks a lot, Dominic, for your inspiring speech. My first question is, what are your next product development steps after the dashboard?
So for the dashboard, we want to make it more interactive. We have seen a lot of people touching at the screens and want to get more information. So think about, you just click on the next car sharing provider you're interested in, you get a QR code, you can download the app. Our mission is to make mobility information really, really easy accessible to the people. And I think interactivity of our screens is really important for that.
Dominic, fantastic. I know a company that grew heavily in this type of business. And in fact, I have two questions, if I may, but I've only allowed to one, maybe, I don't know. So my major question here is, it's all about scalability and growth.
Yeah.
Tell me, how do you plan to grow now?
So our goal strategy is to do rollouts with public transport authorities. If you think about, we have in Germany 2,500 public transportation authorities, and they have all over 100 mobility screens out there. I think the potential just in Germany is really huge. We are not interested in just dropping some monitors at some real estate building. We really want to roll out an entire portfolio. And I think the screens we have already out there have much more potential than what we are showing right now.
Okay.
One question. You have collected and consolidated a big data treasure. Do you also think you can contribute to solve mobility issues with that data? Not just transparency, but also solving some of the core issues?
So I think on the end, there are a lot of data platforms out there, and we all have to collaborate. So we have weather informations, we have parking informations, and we want to become Europe's biggest multimodal mobility platform and contribute to this ecosystem to deliver this kind of data before everyone starts to aggregate APIs and try to solve it in the back end, how they work.
Thank you.
Second question? No time? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dominic. All right. That was Dominic talking about transparency. Now we have someone else coming up talking about a very different topic connected to our cities. Let's say hello to Robert from Breeze talking about something like air quality. Let's see. Put your hands together.
Hello, everybody. My name is Robert Heinecke. I'm the founder and CEO of Breeze Technologies. Back in 2014, when I was living and working in Istanbul, I experienced smog for the first time. At some parts of my stay there, I could barely see the other side of the street anymore. And trying to dig deeper into the topic, I had one problem. There wasn't a lot to dig deeper into. Current air quality monitoring technologies are built from paradigms from the 60s and 70s. We have those big, bulky monitoring stations sitting on our roadsides, and it just doesn't make sense. For instance, Hamburg, where we're at, has 15 monitoring sites, a city of 1.8 million people. And for the rest of the cityscape, we have nearly no data at all. And we changed that. We have developed our own lower-cost air quality sensors that cities like Neckarsulm are deploying in their cityscape, 50,000 times smaller and 1,000 times cheaper than the current market standard. And with that, for the first time, we can provide ubiquitous air quality data from the whole urban environment. So we bring these data sets together in our Environmental Intelligence Cloud, where we make them available to our customers and partners and provide insights and intelligence upon that data. For instance, we have an AI that identifies the best, the optimal cleaner actions based on a catalog of more than 3,500 measures we know globally. And with that, we build so-called mutual causal interactions, feedback loops of cleaner action plans that get better over time the more data we actually have. Just to give you some examples of what we have done in the past, here in Hamburg, together with Microsoft, we built the world's densest air quality monitoring network with more than 30 sensors in an area of just 14 square kilometers, which also got a lot of attention internally at Microsoft, as you can see. And as mentioned, for the city of Neckarsulm, for instance, we helped them as a small city to start collecting air quality data provided to their citizens, and also, together with the German Ministry for Transportation, build a cleaner action plan. We make this data available also to other industries like mobility, like sports. Imagine your running app telling you the healthiest route based on your current location. And just as an example, together with a startup from Finland, we launched Healthy Places, an app that in Hamburg and Helsinki tells you how to get from A to B while exposing yourself to as little pollution as possible. Together with the US government, we are now launching an initiative where we also detect wildfires based on air quality data. So it's always about making the data more accessible and actually generating additional insights for societal benefit. And the societal benefit is really at the key of what we're doing by creating transparency about air quality, by facilitating change, by actually providing recommendations and options to improve it, and thereby also putting more pressure on decision makers. This is our team. We're active in 11 countries right now. I'm looking forward to your questions. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot for your great speech. So when we think about that polluters like combustion engines disappeared, a shift towards cycling, electric vehicles, electric heating, walking, and so on, when do you think your solution is unnecessary?
Yeah, funny you should say that. I'm actually an advisor to the German Association for Electric Mobility, and electric cars cause pollution as well, just not in the same place, right? You have the factories outside of the cities then that are causing pollution. And we actually, for instance, in the area of ammonia, see that a lot of ammonia comes from agriculture and diffuses into our cities and accumulates there. And even in the cities, the wheels of the cars and the brakes, they're still causing particulate matter. And we have also industry, of course, in our cities.
A fantastic presentation. And what I really like is that you also address the World Congress here, because I saw that you also did business in the USA with the wildfires. How do you obtain that business?
The US government actually reached out to us, and we went through a vetting process, had done laboratory and field demonstrations for them. And now the DHS, as the only German company they're working with, I believe, in this area, selected us to roll out in California.
Also fantastic presentation. One question, do you have a customer base or do you see a customer base beyond the public sector that you can scale quicker probably because not all the governments are very agile?
Yes, so actually the urban air quality topic is our main concern, but we also do industrial emissions monitoring for chemical and pharmaceutical companies around their industry sites. And we also do indoor air quality monitoring, which is, we started technologically with this because it's the easiest to do. And what we actually want to get to is using the air quality data to enable additional business cases, like, for instance, the Healthy Places app, and making money with that to fund our own air quality monitoring networks without the public hand.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Thanks a lot. I just wonder if this hall is a healthy place. Maybe we can ask Robert later if they have a sensor here to see how air quality is, especially surrounding the people who have to pitch next. I think they might have quite an effect on the air quality. Let's see. Maybe Joël from France can tell us more about it. The next startup is SYNTONY, and they're actually trying to make GPS work underground. Let's see what that means and why you do it.
Thank you. So there is a problem. Some years ago, something like 20 years ago, we had a fire inside the Tunnel du Mont Blanc, and they had a lot of killed people. Something like 40 people died. And today, there is a solution. If I am in my car, there is inside a tunnel, I call the fireman because there are a lot of smoke. I call them with my smartphone. I did not install anything specific, and I will be located because we are able to make GPS work underground. We are the only ones. It can be deployed inside subways network, railway, road tunnels, underground facilities like parking, underground mining. We have, for example, totally deployed the underground network of Stockholm subway. The objective is to find victims, to lower the maintenance cost by locating maintenance people and trains, and increase the experience of commuter. I guide you inside the network of the subway, for example. How does it work? So it's a generator which emits GPS signal underground. It's an infrastructure that we deploy. The most important point is the seamless transition. You use the same receiver, the same smartphone, the same app. You do not need to install anything else. You get precise location. It's a plug-and-play system. It's the biggest difference with the Bluetooth beacons and so on is that you do not need to install anything on your smartphone. It's natively compatible. And it's massively important. I don't want to have an emergency location system which works only for people who have installed the right application. So again, it's an infrastructure. We reuse existing telecom antenna inside the tunnel. So for this, it's really quick to be installed. And the key question is, why should my customer pay for this? And they will pay for this because at least they will save lives, but also they will assist their employees in order to be more efficient and also to be assisted if they are in danger. So it's very important for them. We have already a lot of successes, as you can see, but now the market maturity has been found, as we have already had 10 deployment projects today, 5 times, I mean this year, 5 times more than last year. Thank you.
So, thanks a lot. My first question is, where do you see obstacles for starting new projects? So what are the barriers to go into new projects, to come together with municipalities, with infrastructure operators and so on?
So we are creating a new market. Before us, there were no location system underground. So when we meet customers, they say, okay, but I did not have any location system before. Why should I put one? So as soon as we meet, for example, Tunnel du Mont Blanc, okay, they know they have to save life. Many other networks do not have this this experience, and so
So you meet them and everyone buys it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic solution. I'm also personally busy with indoor location, but of course not on that effect. So I know the issues that are arising. It's amazing technology, and of course the compatibility, the backwards compatibility is enormous. I see the potential technology. Tell me, what is your capability for marketing this out in the world?
So yeah, good question. Just now, today, why are we meeting the success? Because major actors in all the domain have recognized our technology. First one in the road, the 5G AA Association, you know they are participating to this show. They have chosen us, they have chosen our technology, and we are being standardized in the 3GPP domain. Second, in the rail domain, companies like Alstom, Thales, and Siemens have also recognized our technology, and they are also integrating our system. And finally, the same in the mining domain. So we are supported by major actors now.
So you use the, let's say, your customers as the channel towards the market, and you're not intend to develop the market channel yourself.
So it's not customer, it's integrators.
Integrators.
Worldwide integrator, yes.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
Cheryl. Thank you. Put your hands together for someone pitching in that crowd. And for the next pitch, I actually have to shout out, someone must have slipped. We do have a lot of plants on the stage, but now we also have a lot of earth on here. So the challenge is even increasing. And the next one is, again, a very different solution. It's Sina from Berlin, coming from Greater AI, she'll probably pronounce it rightly, and she's going to show us with all those ideas out there about connectivity, about autonomous driving. You have a lot of input formats like video, pictures, and everything. How can we actually deal with that in a country such as Germany? Let's see about it. Sina, come on up.
Hello and welcome. So my name is Zina and I'm going to present something about how we can leverage actual image and video data for smart city applications. So as you can see, I mean, there's like a camera filming me. You all have cameras in your pocket, and basically they are everywhere. They're in cars, they are in trains, in train stations, and actually you believe like, hey, this is really good because like there's so much data that we can get, and then we can make use of it for like intelligent video analytics, seeing how many people are there and whatsoever. But the main thing is that there's the GDPR and other privacy regulations that make it a bit more tricky to actually just get all the data that you want. And especially regarding facial recognition, there's like a big outburst now about like, should there be a ban? Some messages even put like a facial blurring solution in the apps. And so it feels like there's a lot of potential, but it's actually really, really hard to get. Because if you actually just blur like my face, you might not 100% know if I'm a woman or a man, like if I look into the camera or to the jury. And so we have like a very innovative solution for covering this, and it's called deep natural anonymization. So this is the original, and this is the anonymized image, and we just detect a person's face, and the basic characteristics is like age, gender, if they wear face masks or sunglasses, and then create a synthetic one in order to have like all the information still available, but it's not the original person. And so the facial landmarks are different, so it's not recognizable by facial recognition algorithms. And here you can see a scene from the Berlin train station, and it looks, maybe the resolution is not the best, but it looks fully normal to you, hopefully, but you can see here that all the faces that you saw before are artificially generated. So just see, like, Even that person on the advertisement was caught and anonymized. So here you can just see the artificial faces in the void. And so with Byte AI, like it's no either-or decision between smart video analytics and privacy in Europe, but also, for example, in East Asia, the regulations get stronger and stronger. And here's, for example, an example for what we do with Deutsche Bahn. We have some pilot projects with them where we anonymize directly on the train, take all the camera data that is like collected in the train, anonymize it, and then send the anonymized images out for like seat detection, people flow analysis, and whatsoever. Thank you. So now should the Q&A, can we start?
Very exciting. It's amazing what you can do with AI and anonymization. Can you do it real time already, or does it take some delay?
It always depends on the input data and what you actually want to, or where you deploy and what you want to get out of it. But we reach like almost 20 frames per second, so that's almost real time.
Thank you.
So I have two questions. Is it possible to run it on edge computing devices? And the second one is, are the anonymized pictures recognizable by humans?
So the anonymized faces are recognizable by humans in terms of you still see me as a woman in her early 30s that has like
but I
very
cannot
happy.
recognize Sina.
No, exactly. And it's actually funny because the better you know a person and then you see the anonymized version, the farther it feels away from the actual person. And regarding your first question, yes, it runs on the edge because it's based on generative AI. The models are actually really computing heavy, so you need like at least a NVIDIA Jetson AGX Xavier, so a big machine, but it does work. And this is what we proved now with Deutsche Bahn, for example, in Stuttgart.
Thanks a lot. You were the winner of the Ertico Award in 2019. Give him an applause. Good to meet you again here. I still have a question after all this time. You have the data. What do you do with it?
We delete it, of course. We are a privacy company. Nobody of us sees
how can you
the
assure
data.
me that you delete it?
You can ask. I mean, like it's according to GDPR, it's like the law that we delete it. But also, for example, we had a cloud service, and there in the terms and conditions you see, and we agree that we delete it within 2 hours almost. You can trust us.
Thanks a lot, Sina. Very trustworthy. Put your hands together for her. Thank you. Let's see if they also use the camera data, if we have any in here, and let's see how we look like. All right, next up, again, a very different business model, a very different technology, actually. And what's also very different, I'm going to introduce a Japanese startup, but the person who's coming up, you wouldn't really think he is Japanese. Let's say hello to Adrian from HACARUS. Stage is yours.
Okay, konnichiwa, guten tag, hello. My name is Adrian. I'm with, sorry, me? No slide changing here, what's going on? There we go. Okay, so I'm with a company called HACARUS. We're a scale-up from Kyoto, Japan. And over the past 8 years, we've been working on bringing image and time series analytic capabilities. What I'm here to present specifically is Spectro. So what Spectro is a visual inspection tool for quality controls. What we do is that we look at components of vehicles or transportation infrastructure, and we detect defects and anomalies. These are things like scratches, dents, holes, any type of surface level problem you may find. It's a market-proven product. It's in use across Japan today by companies like Hitachi, Yanmar, Mitsubishi Electric. We have deployments in the automotive and mobility space, as well as in electrification and green tech. What's special about what we do at HACARUS is the core technology that powers our AI engine. It's based around something called sparse modeling. Sparse modeling understands data the same way that the human mind does, and it is especially good for working with very small data sets. As an example of this, we benchmarked Spectro against competing technologies, including both a classifier and a deep learning model, to understand how well can Spectro detect defects and errors. In this case, we're looking at solar cell panels, and as you can see, Spectro works with a far smaller data set, but is able to produce a far better result. Spectro works for your environment. We either integrate it into a factory environment, or we provide it as a cloud module, or even as a native library for real-time actuations when you want to do real-time inspections. Our team is around 80 people today, and we are ready to take what we built in Japan and bring it into the European market. That's why I'm here today. And perhaps my most important slide, why are we here? So I'm here to prospect new partners, customers that tend to be on the automotive tier 1, OEM, or transportation infrastructure side. Specifically for people here at ITS, send me an email, adrian@hacarus.com, and we'll be happy to do a complimentary feasibility study testing how well Spectro can detect defects, errors, anomalies for your inspection use cases. You can also come and meet me at booth 13 over here. Thank you so much.
So Adrian, thanks a lot. Maybe can you think about or describe some further application cases in the field of mobility and logistics? So besides detection of failures?
Yeah, so absolutely. There are probably two fields. One which we're already doing quite well, which is both in Japan and a few deployments here in Germany, which is for new vehicles that are rolling out of the factory for quality inspections. But you can use the same capability for a fleet management company or a mobility management company to look at defects when you're returning a vehicle or you're taking it in for maintenance. We can automate all of the quality inspection that you need to do with these scooters, cars, fleets, all of this. We can take care of those quality inspections. And I think that fits within the future of mobility.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic. I guess the effort that you have to do to enter the automotive market must be huge because they have to trust you. So how did you convince your Japanese customers about your technology?
Well, we firmly believe that sort of seeing is believing. So we do these initial feasibility studies where we take a small sample of customer data, we train an initial model, and we show the performance. So we prefer not showing PowerPoint slides and talking too much, but rather actually doing a small project to show what we can do. Then we can move into a proper pilot or even a deployment, but getting to a real project as quickly as possible.
Really amazing. Time is money and good quality is super important. How do you benchmark yourself to competition? Because there are a lot of AI solutions in production out there.
Yep.
So how do you see yourself? Why are you faster and better?
Yeah, absolutely. So machine vision control systems, that's not a new thing at all. I know you've seen this before. I think what differentiates us is the ability to vastly reduce the amounts of false positives and the amount of reclassifications that's needed by human inspectors. And this goes back to the sparse modeling-based AI engine, which is particularly good at working with these rare small defects that you don't find so often.
It's a unique value proposition. You have also IP on that, or is it?
Yes, so this is patented in Japan, not in Europe yet. I'm trying, but as you know, these things take time.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Adrian. So you better go fill out this patent form, right? Well, we continue with the next pitch. And going from Japan all the way around the world, we're actually having a look and getting to know from Brazil, Adrian from INFRACITIES. Adrian, come on up to the stage and tell us what INFRACITIES does.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. And my name is Silva Aloysio, and I would like to present INFRACITIES, the next generation of infrastructure and mobility for smart cities. Cities are growing fast, and now we need more and more infrastructure. Only in the United States, $4 trillion are spent in the next 10 years for infrastructure. And my question, is our infrastructure fit for smart cities? And is our infrastructure fit for an intelligent transport system? We need to more and more efficient, resilient, and these structures for today. Only United Kingdom, 7 billion pounds are lost every year for this point. When I said we need a safe, efficient, resilient, and sustainable infrastructure for our cities today. So, what is the way? The way is looking for the best practices around the road. And we are looking for about the standard, international standard, and mainly about smart cities. And this is important to understand. For the complete idea in the city, we need for a holistic view for our city, for energy, waste, water, ICT, and mainly transportation. In the holistic view is a point for all this, and people in smart communities. So, I would like to present InfraCity systems according the international standard to put in order all facilities under the pavement from sidewalk, natural gas, and telecommunication, water, power lines in a safe and organized way to save money for this. And the great opportunity to transform it in efficient, resilient, and sustainable infrastructure. The plastic waste, this is a great problem around the road. We are built and tested for 2 years in a technological park in Brazil, and we presented 30% in reduction cost for the construction and 70% reduction in maintenance and operation cost, mainly to reduce for the maintenance in the pavement of the roads. And we have an opportunity for a new business and a PPP model, a reference in Germany for a course, memorandum and prizes, and around the road, and about the conference and prize too. And we have several partners in Brazil and in other countries, and a project in Foz do Iguaçu City, in São Paulo City, the major city in Brazil, and our resort in Brazil. And thank you so much, and have a nice day today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the great presentation. Simple question, can you please repeat what is your product or service?
Sorry?
What is your product or your service?
Yeah. Our product is a system, is a technology. Is mainly we create this bay, this plastic bay, to introduce all facilities under this bay. It's a plastic bay, yes.
It was a cabling or a kind of...
Exactly. It looks like this, but the underground. Because for example, in all cities in the world is a mess. The underground is very critical, and we have several problems, mainly for maintenance operation of this.
Thank you.
So thanks a lot for your great presentation. When it comes to the end of life of your product, do you have a concept to get it out of the ground or to recycle it, or if it needs to be renewed?
Sorry, excuse me.
Do you have a concept for getting it out of the ground?
Yes. Yeah, you have an important service for maintenance and operation. This is our question. It's very easy to repair all facilities in the bay. And when I remove only the pavement, remove the sand, and prepare fix this infrastructure, and put all material in the same place. This is our idea for the maintenance. This is our question. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, it definitely solves an issue that I detected in my street.
Exactly.
And they, for the 10th time, opened it and to put a new cable in.
Yeah.
So is your solution avoiding this problem, that if you have a new cable that comes into the street, that you immediately can put it through your pipe?
Yeah, exactly. And our idea is working in 2 ways, and a new equipment for new cities or new spaces, and mainly, for example, for São Paulo City, is for replace old part. This is important to replace this. It's mainly for this maintenance in the cities.
Thanks a lot, Adrian.
Thank you.
Thank you. Over there. Well, we just talked about cities and infrastructure, and the next startup coming up is also talking about safety in cities. And Amanda from MicroTraffic is actually going to tell us how she's trying to solve lives with their startup. Come on up to the stage. Put your hands together for her, please.
Well, good morning. My name is Amanda Pushka, and I'm a road safety engineer and VP of customer teams at MicroTraffic. Now, I'm willing to guess that everyone in this room has been involved in an event that nearly resulted in a traffic collision, either in your car, on your bike, or on foot. MicroTraffic measures near misses at intersections using AI-powered computer vision and overhead video to help cities plan and monitor the effectiveness of the road safety treatments. Over the past 22 months, we've all experienced a global pandemic that claimed the lives of 1.3 million people right here in Europe. However, every single year for decades, we face another public health crisis that claims the lives of 1.3 million people globally, and that's road traffic crashes. And when someone in my world was killed on their bike last year, this problem became much more personal. Now, similar to the prevention measures that are used for COVID-19, transportation agencies can vaccinate their road system by applying effective safety treatments. However, there's insufficient data that's available for decision makers, and so there hasn't been significant improvement in this area. Most of these decisions are made by relying on historical and statistically unreliable collision data. This approach is reactive, and every year, collisions continue to occur and people continue to die. Using MicroTraffic's AI-powered risk diagnostic technology, agencies can transition to a proactive approach by identifying the risk agencies before the collisions occur. Our world-class software works for all different road user types and creates spatially accurate tracks from monocular video. MicroTraffic has uniquely leveraged our road safety engineering expertise to develop risk models that are extremely accurate in predicting injury crash likelihood by relying on 5 different kinetic energy variables. And on average, we see an 80% reduction in risk following precision improvement plans based on our data. Now, while there are approximately 60 million intersections globally, MicroTraffic is targeting cities with populations of more than 100,000 people in high-income countries. This target group includes 3,600 cities and 7.2 million intersections. On average, the road safety crisis costs this target group of cities $360 billion US annually. Since our founding, MicroTraffic has worked with customers in more than 75 communities globally, including LA, New York, Toronto, Amsterdam, and Tokyo. We provided customers with precise risk diagnostic data, which in turn has scheduled hundreds of tangible road safety improvements. By partnering with local experts such as Mobicon, it's really helped us expand our global impact. So if you're from the public sector, we'd love to talk to you about providing you with precise risk diagnostic data to help you identify risk, measure rapid reduction, and save lives. Our approach is transferable to radar and LiDAR sensors. So if you're from an ITS platform provider, we'd love to talk to you about empowering edge diagnostics, real-time safety adjustment, V2X warnings, and safety platforms within your ecosystem. At MicroTraffic, we're extremely passionate about helping agencies vaccinate their road system. Thank you.
So thanks a lot for addressing this super relevant topic. So when I, as a municipality, want to introduce your system, what are the steps and the costs in brief?
Yeah, so we use existing camera types, either a permanent camera that's installed or a temporary camera, and we run our software from different camera types and camera control systems. So the first step is obtaining the video, and then our AI software will run through the diagnostic data, which we'll provide back to you in a comprehensive and easy to understand report.
Okay, and can you estimate the costs, or?
Yeah, so I'd be happy to talk about particular costs on if you come by my booth at booth 20.
Okay, then I will come later.
So I understood correctly that your software is not running only on infrastructure cameras, but also on cameras within the car?
No, we're only running at permanently mounted aerial cameras at intersections or temporary cameras, but not from
How do you keep pace with the development of smarter cars that predict micro crashes as well?
Yes.
Your infrastructure might be a bit slow, right?
Sure, yeah. So smarter cars can predict crashes from rapid braking and evasive maneuvers, which is one practical surrogate safety measure. However, we've done a lot of research into the compatibility with collision and the predictability of that. And we found different surrogate safety measures that are more likely tied to injury collisions based on the biomechanical ability of the body to withstand force. So it's a different surrogate safety measure. The vehicle connected ones are important, but we do a different type for pedestrian, bicyclists, e-scooters.
I guess you do it from the infrastructure side, not from the vehicle side, huh?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So when I looked at it, it's a fantastic proposal. How do you convince the people to take it, and why do they pay you then?
Yeah, so the data speaks for itself. If you come by booth 20, you can see some clips. As soon as people start to see these interactions happening, it kind of catches your breath sometimes because they're very close, and we often see a repeated number of these really close events, even though it's not shown in the collision data, and it helps drive action, better support for public sector workers to see shown examples of how their intersection is at risk.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda. And I'm just going to check with the jury. Jury, are you still all full of energy, still excited for the next three? Yeah? Enough Coke? Okay, great. All right, because the next one is also a very exciting innovation, I can promise. And it is Benjamin from ONOMOTION, who's actually dealing with issues in last mile mobility and last mile logistics with a new vehicle you can also check out in the demo area, I can already promise. But let him, oh, it's actually over here right now. It's moving as well, right? So it moved all the way down here, and probably Benjamin can say a lot more. Benjamin, come on up to the stage.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Benjamin with ONOMOTION. Today I want to show you something that maybe you know from the past. In 1967, there was nothing that was standardized for shipping procedures in logistics. And imagine we all live in the year 1967, and my question is, would you have invested in such a sea freight container? If not, maybe it was the huge mistake or the biggest mistake in your life. We see many advantages coming from such standard sea freight containers regarding handling, calculation, access, pricing, and so on and so on. And now in the year 2021, everybody is talking about last mile logistics, e-grocery, quick commerce, and so on and so on. But again, there are no standards. And my question again is, will you invest in a standard? If not, maybe a mistake. What you can see over there is also here on the picture. It's a combination of a vehicle, e-cargo bike, and the container. And the container is standardized. So it has the outside measurements of a pallet, which can be handled by nearly every logistics service provider. We connect with our mobility services an intermodal system based on trains, bus, campers, cars, as you know, from other mobility service providers based on our software. So we allow nearly every vehicle to work with the container, but on the very, very last mile, we will work with an e-cargo bike, the Veomo. How we do it is quite simple. It's described here on the slide, but it's all software-based and based on the standard hardware. And we will tackle all the existing problems of traffic jams in cities, of restricted areas in cities. So we will see restrictions in nearly every city all over the world within the coming month. Our service allows our customers to rent or buy our hardware as well as our software, or we offer a full service package to providers which will not run their logistics processes by themselves. I will speed up a little bit. We are in good cooperation with many stakeholders, small city hubs, sorting hubs. We are in connection with many logistics service providers for the middle mile, and we are also in connection with 20 plus global customers. We have roughly 250 vehicles on the streets. And with the next 15 million, we will make sure to also cover areas outside of Europe. Thank you very much.
So thanks a lot for the interesting product presentation and approaches. Is your vehicle mainly designed for cycling paths or for roads?
For both.
For
it's always a question of what is restricted or not.
Okay, but at present it's mainly on its way on roads, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great to witness your journey from being a cargo bike provider to going into real logistics and containers. What do you see the main obstacles in terms of standardization? There are so many norms in Europe on country level. Any obstacles on the way, or just say you do your standard by just...
Our approach is just do it, right? So we can use a lot more time to talk about how to get standards and to meet with different groups and maybe have a common standard. What we've learned from the sea freight container is you just need to do it, and maybe you need great partners. That's why we are in good cooperation with the logistics service providers. We are talking about intralogistics processes, warehousing, and so on and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, and we already talked about it, but and you answered, in fact, my question about how you scale it. But still, yeah, the reluctance of existing solutions today to, let's say, these new adaptations. How do you think you overcome these?
You mean how to work with the existing solutions? Yeah. Okay. It's not easy to answer because we see a total different way of how we will manage last mile and first mile logistics in the future. So there are standards, right? But if you talk to the cab industry and also to e-commerce, e-grocery, nobody is happy with the processes. Yeah, that's why we see a huge need. But to be pretty simple, I don't know how the future will look like.
All right, Benjamin, thanks a lot. Let's see if the jury can change your future at 4 p.m. for the Champions League. Well, the next startup will be interesting to compare maybe because the next one is coming from Estonia. It's Rostislav from VanOnGo, and they're also tackling the last mile. So let's see what you do differently maybe. Come on
I will
up.
explain, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, we are VanOnGo and we solve the last mile problem, the most expensive and time-consuming chain of the delivery. Actually, recent rocket growth of e-commerce penetration put the demand for quality last mile logistics on the table. And yes, enterprises are still have the pain, they're struggling with several obstacles to meet this demand, with lack of transparency, with lack of control over the delivery. So they frustrate their consumers and lose money, of course. So my name is Rostislav and we are VanOnGo, AI-based cloud platform that connects businesses and individuals with a network of drivers for the last mile delivery. Actually, this platform is one financial and technical window for enterprises, and we are based on 3 key pillars. The first one is our control tower. This is a mathematical brain to unite all the operations in one place. And also we have driver app and client app to interconnect all the delivery parties in the real time. Yeah, what's unique about us? Actually, we gather the data from each of the deliveries so we can unlock its potential to push the cost down for quality last mile. Yes, any enterprise needs just 0 capital investment to roll out good and quality last mile delivery. We aim in the results, so we are charging per drop-off versus other time-kilometer models. And what is most important, we are consumer-centric. We changed the paradigm. Now the consumer dictates when he or she wants to receive its parcel, not the courier. So the market is pretty huge. It forecasts for more than 400 billion in 9 years, and we target on-demand logistics and aim to become top 3 player on each of operational markets. So we are quite ambitious. Our business model is as simple as that. The more money our clients earn, the more money we earn. Yes, we charge per every delivery, as I mentioned, but we utilize non-logistic fleets and data to get the best cost advantage versus market. We were founded in 2019 in Tallinn, Estonia, and first tested B2C hypothesis, but then pivot to B2B, and onboarded our first client in November 2020, and less than 10 months, we did 100,000 orders. So what we seek? We seek for POC implementation or pilot projects with clients and investments to roll out sales and marketing activities, to penetrate new markets and enhance our VanOnGo. So move everything with one touch. We are VanOnGo. Thank you.
So thanks a lot for your great presentation. So you are seeking for POC implementation, but you already have customers?
Yes, yeah. we do. We already operate on 4 markets. In Germany, for Germany it's Berlin and Munich. Also in Estonia, for sure, we originating in there, and also we have the biggest e-commerce client in Central Asia, in Kazakhstan, and in Ukraine. We have several clients, so we have different levels of cooperation with clients. But we are scaling in Germany in particular, so we are here in Hamburg, so need some POC to prove our concept.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for your presentation. Maybe I didn't get it completely, but is it kind of Uber for transport, or?
It's high quality Uber for bulky goods, yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Thank you.
So can I say you aggregate existing delivery providers on a platform?
Absolutely.
Aggregation game is always tricky. How do you motivate those suppliers to get onto your platform?
We give them orders, we give them money. So, I mean, in the bulk.
But they might be, at the moment, more famous than you.
Maybe, but our system provides high quality. What we are aiming is high quality. So, the change of paradigm, we put the end customer in the center. So, we require from each of our partners to meet those high standards.
I love that perspective, because as an end customer, I think we're all a little bit concerned about the quality of delivery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. And the number of our booths is answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. Yeah, it's 42. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. All right, and time is flying by. It's actually the last pitch for this session waiting for us, and I'm glad it's a woman again. Let's see if she can rule out all the men who have been pitching so far. Let's welcome from Nota AI, Hei-Jin.
Hi, my name is Hei-Jin Lee, a Global Business Manager of Nota AI, and also the last presenter of the startup pitching session. I'd like to tell you today what we're doing and what kind of challenges we want to solve and what kind of core technologies we have. So Nota AI, based in Berlin, is actually a Berlin office, Nota Incorporated in South Korea. The first startup got invested from both Samsung and LG for the first time. And we've been positioned our position in the market by partnerships with Intel, NVIDIA, ARM, and so on. And the main reason that we could build those kind of relationship is that we can actually solve the crucial problems of conventional AI models. So deep learning model needs a lot of operational costs for servers and clouds, and also the massive energy consumption and the high quality of internet connection. We can solve those kind of technologies and problems with our core technology, which is Nespresso, an automatic model optimization platform. So we can provide the optimized AI model by getting the target hardware and the data set and the target performance according to each customers. So we can give the optimized AI model customized to each customers with the vision-based AI model. So for more details, our Netspresso is the one and only device-agnostic platform that can give you, with no limitations to specific hardwares. So it's the base of our solutions for intersection when I'm going to introduce from later on. So based on those kind of model optimization platform, we are providing ITS solutions for intersections. So based on those three solutions, we are basically monitor the current traffic flow of each specific sites of intersections, and also identify the kinds of vehicles, including the bus, heavy-duty trucks, and also the ambulances. And then identify including the pedestrians to predict the collision between the pedestrians and the vehicles in advance. Those kind of solutions can solve the traffic jam, also support the emergency circumstances for helping ambulances to get to the destination as fast as they can. And those are kind of two solutions connect to do the right middle of the site, the traffic overall, traffic signal control with reinforcement learning for optimizing the real-time basis, the traffic solutions. So we already proved our traffic control solution based on Korea, which is the first and the last one on-device ITS use case. We actually improved our traffic flow up to 30% with the model compression technology with 99% compressed model itself. So I'm also happy to say we were recently officially introduced as one of 5 success cases of NVIDIA by collaborating the NVIDIA's Edge GPU to implicate our solutions to Korea. And we've been told that our solutions been very disruptive and innovative to every market that we are involved. But I would say we can shift the paradigm of camera solution-based ITS solution in terms of energy consumption, which is the key for the solution on-site. Thank you.
So thanks a lot. After your great product presentation, I'm wondering if you still have competitors, or are you that successful that you are the only provider of this solution?
I would say the feature itself, like monitoring and identifying the traffic flow, can be similar to other companies, but using our model compression technology so we can optimize to each specific sites, maybe that's the strongest point that we have.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is it right to say you do AI modeling as a service?
Yes, we are doing both in 2 tracks, so we can develop the AI model from the first scratch, and also we can optimize the AI model which is already existed to make it more optimized to the customers and the needs.
And is a one-time sell or license model behind your business model?
It can be a subscription model if it's server-based, and it can also be license-based up to the installations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I see a lot of opportunity here. So can you transfer it from, let's say, the cloud-based AI towards an edge-based AI?
It's more focused on edge-based AI,
okay,
as we are more good at model compression.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's the opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, it's about time all the startups and pitchers can relax, and you see the jury is busy now because we are kind of doing it almost live to announce who has been the winner, and we have our own AI called Annabelle. She will be doing the calculating in a second. And till we have the information of who is our winner, I actually want to ask the jury, how was that session for you? Did you find what you were looking for? Was there anything that surprised you? So, Frank, do you maybe want to start?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's amazing. For me, it was very difficult. What we saw is that all the presenters here have very good scores, amazing scores, I would say, but that there is a differentiation in wow effect, capability, and whatever. So it depends a little bit. So for me personally, it was, of course, a little bit looking to the scaling effect because we are looking to scalers here. People have already customers. And I think my scores in that relevance.
All right. Timon, what was your impression?
All great presentations, great ideas, great startups. Super tough to compare because we had such a wide spectrum from infrastructure, traffic, camera, software, deep software. One thing is, I think, common is AI plays a big role. My focus was a bit on the sustainability to see how we can solve problems with that kind of solutions, but really amazing and really wide scope.
I think it was super impressive, mind-blowing, and very difficult to to give not full points all the time, because hopefully not everyone did it. But as I can see, we have a not super clear, but a clear winner, and I'm really happy to announce and invite for the final round Sina from Brighter AI.
Sina, come on up to the stage. You can take off your mask on stage. Sina, that has been amazing. So they want to see you again, and we will see you again, because you have the special situation that you're going to pitch again at 4 p.m. this afternoon for the Champions League. We will see if you have something to squeeze it up even more. Let's see about it. And I know there are a few more questions coming up at 4 p.m. who might even be a little more tricky than what you heard today. But for now, thanks a lot and congratulations here. Thanks as well to our jury for this assessment, for all your work, for all your questions, and maybe a short information for you guys out there. We have, as I said, at 4 p.m. the final round of the Champions League. We have 5 winners out of the 4 pitch sessions. They will be pitching again. And before that, whoever is interested in how it actually works from being a startup to being a scale-up, we have at 2 p.m. a panel session with some investment rounders here as well and some startups. So just stop by and listen to real-world experiences. Till then, have fun. Thanks a lot.